everyone to Fixing It Up with Sandra, where I share with you all things from crafts to cooking to just having fun in life. And we are going to continue on with the Christmas in July. I'm so excited about this. And today we're going to do something that's pretty budget friendly. We are going to be working with some wooden cubes, let me just say that, from the Dollar Tree. And I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see if there's a label on one of them. Okay. So this is what we're going to be using, these wood craft cubes. Say that fast 3 times. So this is what we're going to be working with. You don't have to get this. If you have if you're someone that just happens to have wood laying around, get yourself some cubes, save your $3 because that's how many we're going to use. We're going to use 3 of them. And so I have a total of 3 right here. And then we're also going to be using a little tiny piece of wood like this and a piece of lath, which is also wood, to make a hat. And I've got some paint from Walmart. You can totally use the paint from the dollar store. Oh, in fact, I have the paint from the dollar store that we will be using. A little bit of hot glue. We are going to up our game with this. I do have some buttons right here that I found at the thrift store. I have 3 little wooden beads, oh so tiny right here. This is going to be a fun project just because it's simple. Again, super family friendly. So that's important because when you're during the holidays, you want to do crafts and you want them to be family friendly for everyone to do. You don't want your kids staring at you from the living room watching you making all this cool stuff without them. So let's point the camera down and let's get started on this craft. Okay, is the camera straight? Is it looking good? I hope so. So I do want to say I have my hot glue gun heating up because I'm eventually going to glue this all together. You don't have to, except for the hat. You don't have to, and you can also use another glue besides your glue gun. You can use super glue or anything, or wood glue, whatever works best for you. So what I'm going to do first, I did not have black buttons, and instead of running out and buying black buttons, guess what, y'all? We're just gonna paint them. And these are gonna be for my eyes, and I kind of want to have Mitch. I just realized the one button that I pulled out, can y'all see? It has a Nike symbol on it, so that's pretty cool. But I want to do 2 different size and textured eyes. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So I have my handy dandy black paint. I'm not gonna worry about buying black buttons when I just need them for the eyes. And then these are gonna be the snowman's buttons. And again, I want them black, so we're just gonna do something super easy. I don't want this to drip everywhere, and just paint these things black. There's no need to run out and spend extra money when you already have the items on hand, even though they're not the color that you want. Our black items that we need. And now, here comes the fun part. We're actually going to glue. So I have a little tiny piece of wood like this. We're gonna be painting this. And then this is called lath. This type of wood is called lath. I use it to frame a lot of signs that I do. And you can get this from any hardware store. You can buy it in single pieces. It comes pretty long, and then you just, break it down to the size that you need, is what I did. So here's how I'm gonna make my hat. So I took my cube, I'm gonna glue this eventually on top of there. And then this is gonna be the top part, and it's gonna look like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue this piece of wood to here before I paint it. All right, make sure it's as even as possible. So there is my hat. And then we're gonna paint this whole thing black. And then, I'm not sure if I want to go ahead and paint this. We're going to glue that in just a second. Actually, we'll wait for that to dry, and then we'll go ahead and glue this. So I kind of want it not perfectly straight, but not super crooked. So I'm gonna kind of do it to like that. And there is a rough edge. So like here's the rough edge. I'm gonna use the smooth part of the wood. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Put a little bit of glue. And get that glued down. Perfect. I'm gonna do a little bit more glue right here. That way I can at least turn off my glue gun. And turn that off. All right. Now we have our snowman. So it's not perfect is what I wanted. There. And then we're gonna paint this white, but right now we're gonna go ahead and paint, since we already have the black out, we're gonna go ahead and paint our hat. We eventually will distress this. We'll kind of rough up, you know, kind of sand the edges and whatnot, so it'll be really cute. Like I said, this Dollar Tree paint should work just fine. That's why I think this is such a budget-friendly craft, because you can get almost all of the supplies that you need from the Dollar Tree. Oh, my little dog. Come on, Coco. She wants in. Come on. You can hear her pawing at the door. And we'll put a little bit of ribbon around this too to make it look, you know, extra festive. And this shouldn't take too long to dry. Get a lot of paint on here. And yeah, you can just use scraps of wood if you want. You don't have to go to the Dollar Tree to buy these little squares. Use scraps of wood if you can. Wherever you can just, you know, not have to spend any money is awesome. And like I said, if you don't have the right colors that you want, but you have some paint, use the paint. Okay. Just about done painting this. And how cute is this hat? We're gonna add a little bit of holly leaves, I believe, and then I'm gonna look through my my holiday trinket box and see what I can add to this hat to make it extra cute and festive. All right, just about done. And this wood is pretty nice too, because it's not soaking up a whole bunch of the paint. Also, if you have spray paint too, that totally works. You do not have to use this kind of paint at all. Well, so much for trying to keep my fingers clean. All right. And then, yeah, if you have like a clear paint, like a sealer, I would recommend doing that, you know, spraying the whole thing down as soon as you're done. Okay, there we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna distress this a little bit, but here's our hat. Just gonna let that sit right there and dry. Always keep your pickle jars for paint, for paintbrushes. Okay, I just wanna show you, I got this from the dollar store a few weeks ago. I couldn't believe that they were selling paintbrushes like this, so I snatched up some. And then I have my oh so favorite white chalk paint right here. I use that paint for so many different things. So why not use it for my snowman? And like I said, you can definitely spray paint this. This is not anything that needs perfect paint. Like I said, we're gonna distress it, so don't worry if it's uneven. We want this to be rustic looking. And if you don't, no worries, paint it perfect. And I'm just gonna get all of this. See, and this doesn't take long. That's what I just love about this project. I love super quick, fast, and cute projects. And these are great for gifts. Like you can put this into a little basket with a couple of other handmade items, maybe some cookies that you made during the holidays. I would rather get handmade gifts than store-bought gifts any day, because I feel like I could go out and buy what I want, you know, and I don't like people feeling like, oh God, you know, like if they're gonna get me something, like, you know, they just randomly grab an item because, you know, that's what a lot of people do. I'm like, no, make me something. Like, I prefer things that I could eat, because I just love other people's cooking, especially around the holidays. But I really do prefer handmade items, because I think there's just so much thought that goes into them that it means the world to me. It's like somebody actually took the time to think about something that I would appreciate. So, all right. I wonder, are you guys all like somebody who would rather get a handmade item? Let me know in the comments below. All right, so it does start to get a little messy unless you are prepared to paint and stuff like that. I live life on the edge, and I'm just like, you know what? We're just gonna wing this bad boy. All right, so like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, because we are eventually going to sand. You know, just get the paint on there. And then now we just have to let this dry, and then we'll add all of our cute stuff on there. All right, so let's let everything dry, and I'm gonna go wash my hands. We are back, and this is relatively dry. Is it perfectly dry? And is that even a thing? No, it's not. It's not 100% dry, but that's okay. I'm gonna be working with it. I do have a little sander right here that I got from the hardware store. This was about $3. These are great to have because I use it for so many different projects. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, and I'm just gonna go around all the edges and just sand off the paint. That's why it doesn't matter if this is perfectly dry or not. Just kind of distress it in your own way. Again, there's no wrong way to distress something like this. Now this is gonna get a little messy, so just have fun. And this could take a few moments, so I'm not gonna bore you with watching or talking through this entire sanding process, but I'm just gonna kind of show you what I'm doing. Like, I'm just going on the edges, and you can just do the front if you want, like the, you know, where the face is gonna go. Or you can go all the way around. I'm still debating on that. So we'll see what happens. But this is a fine grain sander too. And I'm just going around the edges. And the great thing is too, if you, I guess you can say, quote unquote, mess up, even though this, like, it's so hard to mess this part of the craft up, or any for that matter, you can always paint a little bit more and then resand. Okay. So I don't know if this is going to be visible to you guys, but can you see around the edge? Like, I'm just kind of like wanting this center part to be white. And yes, I mean, you can just paint the center, but I kind of like the way the sanding gives that look, where there's still like a faded piece of paint, you know, but you can most definitely do this craft the way it makes sense to you. So I went ahead and sanded just the front. Let me find it. Just gonna get all of the little bits of sand. So this is how the front looks. I know it's not, so there's a solid, it's just slightly distressed. So we're gonna lay that down. And now it's time for us Let me get my little eyes. Okay, there we go. We're not gonna glue them on just yet because we've got to paint our nose and our, oh my goodness, smile. Okay, so we're gonna do a little carrot nose, basically just a little triangle. And I'm going to keep this very simple since I am not the best at painting. I have my good days and my bad days for sure when it comes to painting. Okay, so there we have our little nose, and now it's time to do our smile, which I'm just gonna do dots. I thought about getting super creative, but I'm like, you know what, Sandra, don't press your luck. So just gonna go around. There we go. Nothing too fancy. We're gonna keep it simple, Sandra. So there we go. Now, I think my glue gun, it's almost ready. I went from the really, really hot one to this milder one because I do not want to get burned, which does happen fairly often when I use the other one. All right, there we go. And then this one. All right, there we go. Let me just show you the face. How cute is that, right? Now we're gonna do the little beads. Just a tiny little touch of glue. And you can most certainly do more than 3, do them different sizes, use buttons instead of the beads. I was just going through like what I had, and I was like, you know, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so now here's what our snowman is looking like. Now we're gonna do a little bit of distressing. Where did I put my sander? There it is. Okay, we're gonna do a little distressing with the hat too. And again, you don't have to distress anything. I'm just like, you know what, let's have a little fun. If he's a little distressed, then we're gonna do our snowman hat a little distressed. Okay. So a little bit of this paint is, see how I just did it a little bit distressed? Don't want to do too much. This just gives it, to me, a little bit of character. Like he's rustic. Let's do one little corner. Okay, so there's his little hat, and we're gonna go ahead and glue that on here. Let me wash my hands because I've got black paint. This clearly wasn't dry all the way. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Clean hands. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, I'm trying to think, should we glue that? Gosh darn it, Sandra, I keep, you know, we're just gonna roll with it. So what I've done is I found some ribbon that has no wire. I think every wreath maker in here that is watching has done this at some point in time. They have bought ribbon with no wire, and they were like, what in the world am I gonna do with this? Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add this to our hat. I'm cutting it in half because I don't want it super wide. So I'm gonna place the cut side down. We are going to wrap it around this hat like so. I'm gonna take my glue gun and just put a little tiny dab of glue in the one corner. Like I said, we're gonna put the cut side down. Right, let that do its thing. Okay. Then I'm gonna take the other corner, add a little bit of glue. Okay, so here's what I have so far. I'm just gonna wrap it around to the back. This is gonna be so stinking cute, as my friend would say. Cute. All right, there we go. And I'm not gonna use my finger with that, but I'm gonna press down on that glue just to make sure that it's all. And of course, I cut it like a hair too small. Ugh. I'm like missing like this one tiny little section, of course. So I'm just gonna glue that piece down right there. All right. There we go. So now we have this around our hat, and you can use any kind of ribbon or anything like that. I also found, I just clipped a tiny little piece off of, I'll show you what I used. I don't know if I can find it. It was something like this, but it had a plastic leaf on it. Oh my gosh, it is this one. So see where there's plastic? I just clipped a little tiny leaf off, and I'm going to glue that onto the front of the hat as well. Just a little dab of glue. And I'm gonna do it right here. There we go. Make this really cute. And then I just took a tiny little pinch of the berries off as well. And I'm gonna add that. Okay. As well. Oh my gosh. This is coming out cuter than I had imagined. I'm always impressed with crafting because it's so cool how you can create something that you would probably find in, you know, Walmart or something like that, and you're creating it for a fraction of the cost and you're designing it so it's exactly what you want. All right, y'all. So here's the little hat. See that? Okay, now it's time to do the honors. Let's put that old silk hat he found, because when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. I love that song. So, there we go. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh. Like I said, Christmas in July is gonna happen every single year. Now, you can totally do something, like if you wanted to put maybe the year of the Christmas that you're doing this for, that's really cute, especially, or if you wanna like personalize it with like someone's name if you're gifting this. But how adorable is this? And it cost $3 for me. It cost $3 because everything else I had in the house. I do want to say his buttons are not perfect. They're not all fully painted, and nor are his eyes. I didn't want this to be the perfect snowman. I wanted to be distressed, And of course you can always, I don't want his one eye to be all like that. So I am just gonna do a little bit of freshening up on it. Just do a quick little fresher up on it. But I'm excited about how this looks. I hope you guys are too. If you have those little cubes, definitely create, let's just, there we go, freshen up that eye. I'm taking the tiniest little paintbrush and going over the eye because I don't want those little scratches in there. And that's kind of something that you're gonna have to deal with if you're painting the buttons, because the paint doesn't adhere perfect to this kind of plastic. So just be really careful, you know, wrap it up in saran wrap when you go to put them away at the end of the holiday season. I'm even covering up the glue spots now that I'm doing this. I'm like, you know what, let's cover up the glue spots. Why not? All right, we'll go ahead and cover these since you've got the paint out. Okay. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And so budget friendly. Very budget friendly. Use what you got laying around. If you have something cute from Easter to make a carrot nose, yeah, just use whatever that you have. Use acorns for the buttons, little tiny acorns. Super cute. Absolutely love it. And I meant pine cones, not acorns. I meant pine cones. All right, everyone, that is the end of this super fun tutorial. And if you like all of the things that you learned in this one, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to continue to see more content just like the stuff that you're seeing so far, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you hit that notification bell because you want to be notified when I do tutorials like this that you don't miss out. And if you would like to check out any of the products that I make that you see on some of the tutorials here, definitely check out my Etsy store. It's Fixing It Up with Sandra. That's how you can find me on almost every single platform. But if you favorite my shop on Etsy, you get a 10% off coupon. And of course, there's always free shipping. Yeah, and let's just give this one more glance. I'm absolutely loving this little snowman. Super cute. Again, a craft that the entire family can make, and very budget friendly. So I think I should paint underneath this hat. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this tutorial, and I will see you guys again in my next video.